Let's get it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the show of shows with the guys of guys, with two black guys representing the #1 podcast in Montana. And we don't even live in Montana. I live in Montana, but he don't live in Montana. But technically, he lived in Montana longer than I did, even though I'm still here. It's us. It's What's Good America, folks. I am the illustrious, pseudo-sexual, mahogany one himself, the Prime Minister of Duval County, C. Turner. And I am proud. It is bestowed upon me. It is my privilege to introduce the greatest indoor football receiver known to man. Don't at me, at your mama, Mr. Bear Down himself. I'm gonna be honest with you. Conspiracy or not, this man gave Aaron Rodgers COVID, so he couldn't play this weekend. I just want to put that out there. Because Aaron Rodgers like, I own the Bears. And then he's like, what? You own the Bears? I'm from the south side of Chicago. You don't own nothing but this COVID real quick. So boom, you're not playing. Mr. Saturday Night, Mr. Six, ex-Mr. Frito-Lay, but I'm still getting this pension in his 401k. James, Big Game, Madison, Walton, the third. What's going on, baby?
I can tell you what's not going on, Chris. That was a fantastic intro, one of the better ones ever. As I'm doing that, Najee Harris just walking in the end zone, you know what I'm saying, against my Bears. So I lose my 22, but the new 22 just wants to score, you know, on my guys, man. It's just a whammy of a situation. But I will say this in regards to Aaron Rodgers. I mean, you know what? That's basically what we came to talk about. Let's just recap this whole weekend. Hey, listen. Immunized word. Don't worry though, because you know the woke media is coming for Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, hey, I'm not gonna lie. That was a real N-word moment because I ain't never said I got vaccinated. I got immunized.
I didn't lie.
You read it the wrong way.
Hey, Shorty, I'm telling you, I've seen a lot of things happen in my life, my friend, but you know, I got nothing to say. All I know is when he dropped MLK, I just was like, all right, he got missing with all that. And I'm not going to get into anything else. There's just no need to get loud about stuff, man, about that. Like, I'm just not going to get loud about it, CT. But at the end of the day, it's funny.
I got to stop you for a second because I'm a man of my word, and like Game of Thrones, the Lannisters always pay their debts. So before I do one thing, I need all of our listeners and our viewers to bow your heads for a second.
Oh, yeah.
I would like to reach out to Saint Daniel Marino and officially apologize for what I have to do right now. I would like to ask Zach Thomas for forgiveness. I would like to ask Jason Taylor to please forgive me for what I'm about to do. But I lost a bet. And I mean, you lose your bets, you got to pay. So with all that being said, Walt, I'm going to hand it over to you. But yeah, it's.
Well, while he's doing this, America, it's going to make me even transition really into, that's really kind of a big topic. The NFL was crazy, America. We saw some things this weekend that don't make any sense. And I think the best way to translate what we saw is just to look at the screen right now and see Mr. 904 actually putting on something from 904. You know, it's not a good situation for him. On top of the fact they just beat the Bills. So how bad are they really? They're really not that bad at this point. They basically guaranteed that they're not going to be picking in the top 3 picks at this point. They're probably going to win 2 more games. And I don't know if I said it on the show or not, but I'm pretty sure somewhere I said Jacksonville will be better because, I mean, they're going to at least double their win total with Trevor Lawrence. I mean, he's that quality of a player. And this guy found a way. Did he score any touchdowns this week? No. But you held Josh Allen to 6 points in the non-humid times of Jacksonville in November. Like, the weather's no excuse. what's going on. So, I mean, the things we saw, you talk about Jacksonville getting the upset victory, Tennessee destroying St. Louis, Colt McCoy winning a football game for the first time in 5 years. Baker Mayfield destroying one of the better teams in the league. Dallas getting obliterated by Denver.
So I want to get into that one real quick. Also,
and the Falcons. The Falcons are a 500 football team now.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Go for it, man.
I want to run into that Cowboy thing, but first, it's Duval till we die. Like I said, it is what it is. Like Jacksonville won, they beat Miami, so like enjoy it. It's just getting hung up and put in the back of the closet for years to come until I gotta bet it again. Anyway, is Dallas for real? Are they a joke? Are they the same old Dallas that they've been known to be, where it's like build up, and then let down? Because God knows they got enough weapons on both sides of the ball to really compete. Now, I'm not one of those people who's a Dallas hater. I'm not. Like I enjoy football to the point where like I can watch and root for just about anybody for the most part. But with Dallas, they don't really have an excuse. You're in arguably the worst conference consistently year to year, and you don't get it done. Is this now showing with the team that they are right now and how they lost to the Denver Broncos, who don't have Bond anymore, who have Teddy Two Gloves, which Teddy is a good quarterback, not great, but he's a good quarterback. Is this the same old Cowboys? Like, is this just the attrition starting to happen again? Like, you can't blame it on injuries because you had QB1 back. Can't blame it on injuries. You had your RB1 back. Your defense is still your defense. What the hell happened? Like, I understand taking a loss, but they were outplayed.
Yeah, they were, shockingly. But you know what, though? When you say it's the same old Cowboys, I was talking, I was in my college thread with a lot of my guys, and, a couple of them are from Texas. And, obviously, one of them usually flies. He's one of my favorite guys. He flies off the handle with everything. It's always just that way because that's him. That's
always
one of my guys. I love him.
One.
Like, no matter what, you're gonna paint your way into being like C. So my thing is, it's rhetorical. What are the same old Cowboys? What are we talking about?
8,
You know
9,
what I mean?
1.
Like, what are we setting them to? Because the fact that they're 6-2 right now, they're gonna win their division. They should win their division. At the end of the day, Washington's hit or miss. You just don't know which Taylor Heineke you're going to get. The Giants, I think they just kind of took it. They were able to take advantage of a team that's. You got to give Oakland credit. It's like the world is trying to end the Las Vegas Raiders. I said, the Las Vegas Raiders. Like, it's just like anything and everything that can go wrong for an organization is happening for them. So good for the Giants to be able to do that without Saquon. And then Philadelphia, shoot. Philly played hard and almost beat the Chargers. So I think this. I think when they get Michael Gallup back offensively, let's really judge him.
Okay.
I think the one thing they haven't had the opportunity to be all year that we've seen a lot of the NFC powers do is have their full allotment of weapons at some point and see a dominant win. So for them to basically be 6-2 and they're missing their other guy, and Michael Gallup can win one-on-ones.
Yeah.
He had 1,000 yards receiving last year. They had 3 guys basically at 1,000 yards, which doesn't happen too often in this league. When you're talking about CD, Amari, and MG. And you just look, it's Vic Fangio, man. You got to give him credit. Those guys were playing inspired ball. They just lost arguably one of the greatest, like a Mount Rushmore player in the history of that organization is gone. You can argue that Von Miller could be on the Denver Broncos Mount Rushmore, like right next to Elway, right next to Tom Jackson. It can flip who you want on there. All depends. You leave that to the Denver fans. I won't do that. But Von Miller, 112 sacks in 11 years. You're pretty good at your job. period. So I think you got a lot of that happening. I think Dallas is for real. I think what you have here is we do have a clear-cut best team in this league. And I got to see it up close and personal yesterday. They're that good. And it's what we talked about with J.J. Watt. If they can continue to overcome losing him on defense, because they're showing you offensively, they scored 31 points without DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray. A top 3 wide receiver and a top 5 quarterback in this entire league. And you won by 14 on the road.
That says something. That says a lot.
Like, they're the team that has to, you got to prove it to us because they've beaten everybody in their division. The only team that got them was Green Bay. And did Green Bay really beat them, or did they just get lucky on some miscommunication? Like, let's call a spade a spade.
I mean, a win's a win at the end of the day, but I do understand where you're coming from because, I mean, it was clear miscommunication. And like, because if the receiver goes out, then he catches that without any kind of contest whatsoever.
And a fringe Hall of Fame receiver on top of that. When you're talking about A.J. Green,
Very
one
true.
of the best of his generation.
And that's saying something that if A.J. Green is your afterthought for receiver, you got some real weapons on the team. I want to hit. I want to get off the Cowboys division. The Chargers. No, let's go to Buffalo.
Yeah,
What happened?
I have no words. I know my brother and my sister were at the game. You know, because they represent St. Johns County.
That doesn't even sound right.
You know, they represent just outside of Duval. You know what I'm saying?
The safer. We won't say what it is. The safer part is what they represent.
Hey, I ain't gonna front. You know, Urban got a house over there. I like it in St. John County. I love it in Duval too. Don't get me wrong. You know, hey, my best friend is. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's got to be the Pied Piper now that the one Pied Piper's in jail. So, you know, we need to have a Pied Piper in the world. And you're the Pied Piper of the 904, in my opinion. As far as I know.
I appreciate that, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So I think what we saw there, I think we've seen a lot of that. I think we got so many young guys in the league, Chris. And I think that was what happened. It was the line that we all learned, you know, in our aspects of our game. You know, sometimes you show up and they get you. And what's the line? Hey, they get paid too.
They get paid to play too. So let me ask you this. Was it a one-off, or is this who the Bills are? Or are they not just that good as we thought they were?
I think, and I don't know, because I was red zoning basically everything. I feel like Stephon Diggs did not play. And I think that if he didn't play, that matters. So here's a guy that if he didn't play, I mean, I can look right now just to kind of get that thought. I think not having that guy when you're, you know, Josh Allen, and that's how you're used to reading defenses. Hey, I'm going through my reads based off how he dictates coverage. Right. They're not as good as they should be. And this is the one thing I think you and I talked about this with them, was whether or not, you know, maybe their next move is to go get a first-round running back. That could be what they're missing. Like, they need a Najee Harris.
Yeah.
Like, they need that type of guy that's, you know what, that can just tote it and can do everything. So I take it back. Stephon Diggs did play. So I just didn't know. So, yeah, that's just on Josh Allen, period. You can't not score a touchdown against Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't care if you lose to the Jaguars, but if you're one of the best quarterbacks in this league, in my opinion, he is. You can't have that type of game against that type of team. If that's a team, you know, if that's the Patriots doing that to you, if that's
completely different.
Kansas City figuring out doing that to you, if that's Baltimore doing it to you, that's one thing. Like, hey, all right. We didn't, you know, I can get, but you can't do that versus a 2-and-something team. Which brings me to Cincinnati, who I was excited about to really be on their hype train. But now, out of all the teams that lost, I think you posed a great question. That's the team that concerns me the most. That lost the teams that probably shouldn't. They haven't lost them. Like, there's no way that the last 2 games that the Bengals should be 0-2 with the Jets and Cleveland coming off of everything that's going on in their organization. And I think you just kind of saw the natural thing, Chris. I think the one thing that's in common with all these teams that took tough losses, except for the Rams, a lot of their makeup is young guys.
Yeah.
Buffalo, no excuse. But Buffalo, if they played the Jaguars 10 more times, they win in all 10 games. You know what I mean?
I'm not allowed really to say anything negative about the Jaguars on this episode.
Nothing, no. I mean, listen, at this point, the Jaguars and the Bears about to have the same record the way this game's going. As I keep looking over at 7-0, over there. But I think Dallas comes back with a vengeance. I think Dak gets himself underneath himself. There could be a lot of that to where, obviously when you're talking about a calf and, he's pushing off that back leg, how good am I really?
Right.
And I think the fact that he held up, he's not limping, we're not hearing anything like that. I think he'll have a little bit more confidence to probably drive that ball, be more accurate. They'll probably get Gallup back next week. Buffalo, I'm not concerned about Buffalo. I still think Buffalo is a Final Four AFC team. I think they'll be there when we get past the wild card. We're in the divisional. Buffalo's going to be one of those teams.
Okay.
The AFC, it's an interesting thing. And, I want to give the pundits credit. I was really listening to some stuff when I had some breaks. This is playing right into Bill Belichick's hands. I have to agree with Ryan Clark said some good things today. Dan Orlovsky, it's just how he says things, the tone of his voice, like the way that I get on people's nerves with how proper I sound sometimes with this black ass face. I get it. But he made very good points. They both did, to where you kind of got to look at that and go, well, now they're 5-4.
Exactly.
And they have an identity, which basically brings back to me not even doing a give me a minute. What have we talked about Mac Jones? You and I were very adamant on this show that it was Trevor Lawrence 1 and Mac Jones was the second best prospect in this draft. And he has proven it. I think any of these, if you had Mac Jones on any of these other teams, I really, in my heart of hearts, think Kyle Shanahan wanted to draft Mac Jones.
I don't doubt it.
And I think John Lynch said Trey Lance. I do believe that.
And
I believe the Bears would be in much better shape with their playmakers with Mac Jones. I have been adamant about that. That you just watch, if you watch, I can see everybody gets caught up, well, he had this and that. And it's even the guys that I know are very extreme minds. But that's what I talk about with quarterbacks. It's those intangibles. It's watching his feet, the way he handles himself in the pocket. That's why Joe Burrow's had such a decent year 2. The picks are too much. Can't be throwing pick sixes, but he's also thrown 20 touchdowns this year. Why is that? Go back and look at his tape. Those are the things I'm talking about with quarterbacks and how it transitions. That's what Lamar Jackson has done so much better every year. And you knew it was coming because you could see with the 3,500 yards he threw for each season that he had that in him. He would sit in that pocket and shotgun and throw from there.
And go through a read and find who he needed to find.
And that's the thing. So I just the Patriots, I think everybody in the East needs to be on alert.
Well, I think you said it.
On alert.
When you got Mac Jones at quarterback, honestly, you know what you're going to get game in, game out. Granted, he's not going to give you a 4-4 and give you 89, 90 yards rushing. He's not. He's not going to wow you with his arm. But what he's not going to do also, he's not going to lose the game for you. He's not going to make a stupid mistake. He's not going to make that gambling decision where it's like 70-30 where he could fail. What he's going to do is humble himself and take the check down. What he's going to do is if he has to take a sack, he'll eat the sack. What he's going to do is if the tight end's open and that's 100% accuracy pass compared to a possible deep ball touchdown, he's going to throw the ball to the tight end. Like he's going to keep you in a position where you can continue to play. And don't get me wrong, it's not even me being a homer right now. That's just a fact. That's the quarterback. You're getting the quarterback, and I'm not to put too much praise on him. you're getting the quarterback of your franchise possibly back, because nobody was super high on Tom Brady when they got him. They knew he had a great arm. They knew he had a great mind and everything, but they knew he didn't make this stupid mistake. And to keep your fan base the way it is, to keep the money kind of rolling in, you get a quarterback that reminds you somewhat of what you lost. I'm not saying that Mac is going to get him 6 titles. I'm not saying that Mac is going to marry a supermodel or anything else. By the way, but if you see Mac Jones' girlfriend, like, she is pretty hot. But what I am saying is he's going to give you consistency. Now, outside of the bonehead play he made, which was taken out of context when he grabbed the guy's leg, it was taken out of context. But he's going to make the right play. He's going to make the right decision, play in and play out. Now, on the other side of that, his counterpart, his from his alma mater, Mr. Glass himself. I just want to go on record again, because I remember going on record like when the draft came out. I wanted Herbert in Miami. I did not want Tua. It had nothing to do with, oh, you're going against school, and it's not that. I saw what I guarantee you everybody else saw. He's fragile. Like, they have him down as 6'2", 200 or something like that, which means he's probably closer to 6 feet, 180, 185. This man cannot stay, like, it's a thumb this week on his throwing hand, then it's an ankle, and then he came back from ankle surgery 2 weeks ago, and like, it's too much. Like, and now you're getting to a point where, do we draft somebody else and try to start this all over?
You already know what's going to happen.
Like, it's
Deshaun Watson will be a Miami Dolphin next year. Let's just go ahead and call that what it is. It is what it is. Like, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Like, I'm over this experiment. Like I said, I love Tua. Like, I do. I love his heart. He's a great quarterback. He's a great leader of men. All that means absolutely shit if you can't stay healthy and stay on the field.
To defend, and it's the beauty about being able to defend Miami the way I can't defend Alabama, because, you know, I do love St. Marino myself. You know, I am part of the church of Duper and Clayton. Understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm from that lineage as a receiver and how much they mean to me. You know, I will say this about your team: your team has not been healthy the entire season.
At all.
Everybody's been hurt. Everybody's been hurt. It ain't just Tua. You're missing pieces of your secondary. I mean, so people are just, hey, sometimes it is what it is. And the advantage for you guys is that great. Here's a chance to go get another top player that's coming out and put him wherever you want to put him, whether it's getting another old lineman. You know, you got 2 studs, interior linemen that are coming out of Georgia this year.
Yeah. 2
top 10 guys. You know, Jordan Davis is probably going to be the one that goes first. But there's an opportunity for Miami. The way they lose it, you can get that big fella in there with the secondary that you've already paid $4.5. Miami's going to be just fine. I wouldn't be concerned about that. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Kind of pivot just what's kind of going on. Because obviously this has been the big discussion, I think, of this week, football-wise. Oh, go Monty! Sorry, America. Bears wrong. And my guys looking. Can Odell Beckham have the same impact Antonio Brown had for the right team? What are your thoughts on that? Because he cleared waivers today.
Well, one, I think you made the greatest comparison, because athletic ability, attitude, the public persona about him, it's like they're a mirror image, honestly. Like, it's 1A and 1B, because their upside is worth the bullshit, if you get what I'm saying. Like, it's like, all right, I'm gonna get you 1,100 to 1,200 yards receiving. I'm gonna catch a bunch of touchdowns, but you're gonna have to deal with some bullshit. Is it worth it? And to answer your question, I think for the right team, he can get back to rare form. The question is, what's the right team, because let's be honest, he's not a second fiddle receiver. Like his mentality doesn't allow for that. So it has to be somewhere where he can be the guy, but at the same time, the team can't suck, and then the quarterback has to be good, and you have to make sure you're targeting him. But then the quarterback, if the quarterback is good, the quarterback can't be that good where it overshadows him. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know where that is. Like, I want to say it's Seattle, but at the same time, you got DK, and then you got your boy at the other receiver. Like, are you gonna let Baldwin go, or are you gonna run 3 receiver sets? Like
Well,
I don't know.
I'm going to
where.
help you. That's why I love your D lineman. Doug Baldwin's been retired for years.
Oh, I'm sorry. Whoever your guy is that you get in fantasy all the damn time.
Tyler Lockett.
Lockett. I'm sorry. So, like, are you gonna let Lockett go, or are you gonna say screw DK and like, because you can't run all 3 of them. Like, Odell's mentality is not there for it. Do you send him down to Jacksonville because young team, potentially a really good quarterback in Sunshine, but he can't, like, he's not built to lose. Yeah, he'll be the number 1 receiver easily, but like, is he built to lose that much? Because right now they're rebuilding somewhat too. That was a good pass. Oh, did he pick that?
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is I should not have worn this Bears jacket. This is probably coming out tomorrow.
Oh my God, that was a great.
This is killing my soul. All I saw was Hayward had the ball in his hands, and that is a massive man.
A very large man.
Massive
Well, like
man.
I'm saying, like, there's a lot of places that could possibly, honestly, maybe could fit, but you got to think he's not going to be a second fiddle receiver, and he's not going to be outshined by anybody unless it's justifiably so. Like, if he went with Brady, I think that's too much. Like, that's too much, because Brady can take an ego cut and all that other stuff, but he's not going to Tampa. They're good. Can he end up in Kansas City? Possibly, but as much as Mahomes would take a back seat to him, the aura and like the star of Mahomes is not going to back up. Patrick would, but not his persona. I think Green Bay would be good, but at the same time, then you're second fiddle to not only Aaron, but to his receiver as well. So I don't know what the best place is for him. Like the Raiders?
Well, you basically have done a great job, so I don't have to name those teams. You name the 4 places where he's going to end up. Where I disagree with you is it's not about him being the number 1 guy. What it is with him is look at his quarterbacks in his 7 years he's been in. Who have been his quarterbacks?
Yeah, Eli.
And
who's the boy? I want to call him Daniel Craig, but it's not Daniel Craig.
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones. And he's had Baker Mayfield.
And Baker Mayfield. Those have been his quarterbacks.
Right.
Now, the teams we named that I believe, there's 4 teams where he's going to end up this year, period. 1, because they need him.
Right.
2, because he fits. And you named them in no order. Seattle, Kansas City, the Raiders.
Right.
Who did I say? I said Seattle, Kansas City, the Raiders,
Green
Bay. Yeah, those are the 4 teams. 1, they have enough cap space to just kind of sign them to a 1-year deal.
Right.
I think to answer my own question, can he have that type of impact? Yes. And I'll tell you why. It's the same thing we talked about when Antonio Brown went to Tampa Bay last year. What did I tell you? Football is a very simple game. When you can line up and you can balance a team with 3 wide receivers who basically play 2-by-2 football, which is what Tampa Bay does at their strength. Looks like AB may not be back for another week. And Gronk's still hurt, but they're still going to be fine because they have 2 all-pro caliber guys, you know. And Leonard Fournette's running like the old Leonard Fournette, so they're okay. And they have a really good O-line, and they got some talent on defense. They'll be fine, right? This year, I see it being Seattle. And it's because you need that guy. And I know for me, I was lucky enough to be considered a diva receiver. I was considered that
No, take these off. Take these off. You don't need these.
because my
You can take
teammates,
these.
once they played with me, understood I wasn't. They just knew, he's just crazy. There's a difference. Difference between being a diva and just being, this dude's he's just out there. Like he's one of one. I've never met anything like this. I mean, what 25-year-old black man is drinking Natty Ice on a Friday night before a game? Who does that?
Right. It's like, dude.
Sorry, mom and dad.
No,
Anyway.
let's hop off topic because dude, like we were not in college. We're not gonna get into the money thing again because we were making
We're
money.
not going to go there. Don't get me upset. I'm already mad enough the Bears are going to lose tonight.
We were making money. We were adults. We had choices in the alcohol we could drink. You chose to drink 30 packs of Natty Light.
Yeah.
I love how you don't even defend it. Like, yeah, I did that.
No, I've done some questionable things. I mean, let us not forget the what is, oh man, I can't even think of it. Thank God I didn't drink this out of my memory. And let's not forget Four Loko. I mean, come on now. Let's just
Four Loko has done many years of damage.
yeah, I think unrepairable damage. My poor wife. Anyway, no, so with that being said, and just kind of pivoting back all the way to Odell Beckham. Odell Beckham has been mentioned in a Four Loko Natty Ice. Sorry, Odell. This is not the way you ever saw it coming, but you're my guy. I think Odell Beckham, what he can do for a Seattle, who has a very good running scheme,
Yeah.
You put Odell Beckham on the other side of DK Metcalf, and then you got Tyler Lockett working in the middle, and you got a guy like Russ who throws to the open guy. There's nothing in him that says, you know what, DK's got to get 6, Tyler's got to get 7. No. I've seen games where Tyler Lockett's caught 2 balls, they've won by 20 because DK had to match him. So what Odell does is he opens everything up. It's exactly what we've seen with Tampa Bay. If you put him in Kansas City, you put that other piece that opens Travis Kelce up. Because at the end of the day, if you go, nope, we're going to still double Tyreek, and you're going to let Odell work you in the middle and give Patrick Mahomes a guy that can win one-on-one. I mean, the Raiders, Derek Carr, you put him out there, it frees up Waller. And then if you put him in Green Bay, what are you going to do? Aaron Jones is a top 6 running back.
But yeah,
he has days where he is the best running back. I've seen him have games where you're like, that dude might be the best running back in the league.
I agree.
When you're talking the true 3 down backs, there's only really 3 guys. And Aaron Jones is one of those 3 guys. It's him, McCaffrey when healthy, and Alvin Kamara. Those are the truest 3 down backs, and Saquon when he's healthy. 3 down backs.
Whoa.
Okay, and Najee.
Whoa. And?
Listen, I love the 18-wheeler, but they take him out on 3rd down. I drafted the guy. Okay, I don't want to get into my fantasy game, right?
All right, well, I'm sorry.
That. Even though I am winning in the majority of the leagues I have there. So it's all good either way. But no, the true guys that literally you have to take them off the field because they've been running every play. There's only a few of those guys. So you put Odell Beckham with Aaron Rodgers, you have that. Now, I want to bring Miami into this.
Please.
Because here's what can happen for Odell Beckham. Now that he's cleared waivers, right? He can sign that 1-year deal, make it incentive-based, try to get that money back. Very similar to what Antonio Brown did. Antonio Brown caught 64 balls, and got all his money. And Tom Brady made sure that Russ is the same type of guy. Derek Carr is that type of guy. Mahomes just wants to get back to being Patrick Mahomes.
That's it.
Having to do all that boring shit is driving him crazy. And then Aaron Rodgers is like, well, let's just make this even easier for Devontae Adams. You know what I'm saying? So, but here's my thing. Here's how I think it could be like a crazy. Watch this. I'm just going to throw this out there. So I believe Deshaun Watson will be a Miami Dolphin next year. I think once he's set out this year, no matter what happens with him at this point, all of it will be settled or criminal, whatever it'll be.
Right.
They can't suspend him. That's what's been going on with all these guys. They're like, well, if I get him, I want to play him. We know he's healthy. We know he's probably as healthy as he's ever been in his life. Because he's running scout team. He's good, right?
Arms good,
So,
yeah.
I think Miami ends up getting him. They'll trade the draft picks to Capital because they have it, right?
A ton of it.
So they'll do that. Now watch this. Now what do we want to give Deshaun Watson in addition to what we have here? Let's go get him a guy that he can just throw the pill to. In addition to these young guys. You guys signed Odell Beckham. Odell Beckham was made for Miami. I don't want to give your hopes up, but I literally thought about this.
No hopes up on this.
I can see that being where Odell Beckham ends up. It could be him and Deshaun Watson in Miami next year.
I like it a lot. I love it a lot. Just like I said, you said, we got the capital to go out and get the team that we want. On the other hand, can Odell Beckham handle essentially the first year, because he's going to have to prove himself, and then handle a long-term deal in Miami, living in Miami? Now,
well, I mean, I was going to cut you off. I was going to let's just go ahead and just address the elephant in the room. I don't think it's Odell you got to worry about in Miami. It's Deshaun Watson you got to worry about in Miami.
I wasn't even going to touch.
I was going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Since I won't touch things, like the Chappelle controversy, I'm just not going to talk about it on this show. I'm not, I kind of said what I said about Aaron Rodgers. I'm not going there when it comes to vaccinated, immunized, whatever. But I will say this, 23 civil cases, Miami.
Where there's smoke, there's fire. Like it's.
I'm not going to say he did anything wrong because I like Deshaun Watson as a quarterback and his philanthropic things that he's done. His philanthropy and what he's given back, yeah. But this 22 cases thing in Miami, I think the main occupation in Miami is massage therapist, if I'm not mistaken.
Physical trainer, massage therapist, Uber.
And Instagram model. I think those are the four major.
Yeah.
I think that basically, that's the whole thriving economics of Miami. Yeah. I mean, I was only there for about 36 hours, and I know they sprinkle ecstasy in the air when you're in Miami. That's how everybody gets.
Oh God, yes. It's a euphoric feeling. As soon as you cross that bridge, you get past Star. Granted, I don't know everybody's economic system. I don't know how much everybody make, but once you get to South Beach, you feel like you've made 10 platinum albums. You've sold cocaine for 10 years. You feel like a star. So, granted, I was talking about OBJ, but yeah, you got a point. Maybe it's just.
He's not the one I'm worried about. OBJ, he already got a yacht there.
Yeah.
We seen him on the yacht before they got beat by Green Bay. We know he probably renting out Shaq's house. You know what I'm saying? He got a room of D Wade's and Gabby's. He's chilling. Dan Marino probably, get some work in with them so Dan can show it's Deshaun we got to be worried about to make sure, hey, look, man, let's get back to NDAs and, let's clear, you've put these women through a lot, whether they did it or not, this is too much. So that's who I'd be worried about. But, back to Miami, because my wife just came out of the room. She's doing some work. She is true. When I talk about SDC in the air, I was texting her, calling her all the time. I was like, I cannot wait to get the hell out of this place. And she backed that up with somewhat of not. Remember, I was like, I need to get the hell out of here. I was there for 2 days. I was like, I need to get out of here.
Where at?
When I was in Miami for Depot's bachelor party, I was like, I changed my flight to leave early. Yeah, I was like, nope, I got to get out of here. I could sense it. I was texting my wife. I was like, not for me.
So
it's not for me.
I was living in Miami because after the San Jose thing happened, I still had my apartment in Miami. So I went back and I was just on some I'm retired from the league type deal. My apartment was walking distance from the beach. Dude, I legitimately walk to the beach every day on some superstar shit and I'm leave to go. I tell you what, Mike Parnell had to buy me 3 additional, change my ticket 3 times because I went out and partied the night before I was supposed to go every time and missed my flight 3 times. There's no way in hell I'm changing a flight in Miami unless it's getting pushed back. No, no.
Yeah, I left. I pushed mine up. Get me out of here. Take me back to Chicago where I can make sense. This Miami thing is, I am not built for that. I was like 30, what? I think I just turned 35. I was like, nope, this is not the time for me to be coming down here. Nope. Nope. I got one life to live. I got to get, I got to marry.
Exactly. You got one life to live.
One life to live. I had to get out of Miami.
So,
I knew. I was watching some of my boys fall for all that stuff too. I was like, oh, I ain't gonna name them in here. But they got caught up. They were staying an extra day. I said, yeah, look at y'all. Y'all didn't get too much ecstasy in your lungs from the air. I felt it. They just sprinkle, just Molly flakes all through Miami air.
I just want to go and put some linen pants on and a silk t-shirt and a gold chain on right now, just to feel that vibe, just with a fedora on and everything, baby.
Yeah.
Like, I got to get back to Miami. Like, it's
no doubt. So I think Miami is going to be just fine. Let me ask you a question, man. We can sum up this session and talk about the NFL. Do you feel confident that you can basically kind of pick 4 teams out of each conference on each side to where you're like, I think these are the 4 teams, to where you can almost stand on it, put a stamp on it, like, I feel like I can get this right 100%, but I'll at least have 3 out of 4 teams in the NFC and the AFC. Are you there yet?
So 4 apiece or like 4 total?
Yeah, 4 on each side. Like, you don't have to make, to my credit, I just knew what Antonio Brown was going to do for Tampa Bay. That was just easy for me. This is about the exact same time last year. I bet it'll come up in our memories. And I will say what Antonio Brown was going to do, because he had just cleared his suspensions, the 8-game and all that. And here he came. And all I did was say Antonio Brown, whoever he's on, will take him to the conference championship.
You did take it.
I didn't even go Super Bowl. I think I just doubled it to Super Bowl. Even though I think I still picked Kansas City to win on the radio. That was dumb. My bad, Tom. You got me. That's the thing. What's wrong? Look at me. I've got a Bears shirt on. They're down by 14 while I'm doing the show. I'm going to do things that are wrong. But, yeah, do you feel like?
I think I can do it. I think I got it.
Who do you think? Just out of curiosity. I'm going to say it right now. Like, I'm not going to – we don't have to stamp on it right now, because I think that extra week of football matters.
Without putting a stamp on it, right? Not without making it super official. If I'm to go, I'll go NFC first.
Okay.
Arizona, Tampa. I'm still rolling with the Rams. I'll go Cowboys for that 4th spot.
Okay.
That's.
I like your NFC. That's pretty good.
Like, I would like to, like, I like Green Bay. Like, if Green Bay makes it, it doesn't shock me, but I'm not just, the curl don't quite curl all the way. Like, it's something Green Bay is missing outside of Aaron Rodgers not playing, but like, there's something Green Bay is missing. So I can't quite put my finger on it, but it's something. Like, even when they win, like, there's still something like, okay, they could have won by more. So I don't know what it is they're missing, but Green Bay's missing something. And Justin Fields just got the shit knocked out of him.
I'll do my NFC now with you. I think right now, based on what I've seen, now remember, we have yet to even see what the Rams look like with Von Miller.
No, correct.
Period. So to me, it's still the Rams at this point for me, where I'm just like, all right, that front 4,
dangerous.
What are you going to do with that? Let's just start there. So I've got the Rams. I've got Arizona by the fact they've beaten everybody.
Right. Home and away.
I give Green Bay credit for that win. And then, of course, I've got Tampa Bay, because you just don't bet against Tom Brady. Tom Brady will be there. They will be fine. That's my 3rd team. And then in the NFC, man, I'm flipping a coin, because it's Green Bay at the end of the day. If you got to go up there and play in the cold in January,
that's a whole different.
Not everybody can go up there and play in that cold. All right, so I'm going to do this in 2 ways. I'm going to say my 14th right now is Dallas, But here's my caveat. I'm going to save it for my gimme a minute.
Okay.
So I have a caveat to where I could change some things based on one thing. But those are the 4 teams I'm going with right now. With Green Bay, not because I'm a Chicago natural hater of Green Bay. Like Green Bay's right in that conversation. But let's see what happens with how this whole Aaron Rodgers thing kind of plays out. If he misses another game, they got to go on some of these places, go to the road. I ain't not. If they can stay, right there, 1-2 seed, where everybody's got to come to them to the championship, there. What do you think in AFC? The AFC is a mess.
All right. So let me say this. I think you were 100% correct. Dude, if you got to go play Green Bay in January, that's disgusting. Like I don't give a damn where you grew up playing football. Like that's terrible. That's miserable. And then you have to play the Green Bay Packers, and you got to play against Lambeau and the lore and all that. And then you got to play against the weather conditions. That's too much. Hence why their record is their record in the winter. So I get that about Green Bay. The AFC.
And remember, we got a few more weeks.
It's not locked.
This is kind of we're at the mid-season mark. Week 9 is mid-season, so it's kind of like, what are you seeing? What do you believe? What are your eyes telling you so far? Before we got to start standing on some stuff, we gonna really be a podcast.
All right. So to go. All right. Buffalo.
Okay.
I'm still rolling with them. I still like Tennessee. Like I think the pickup of I like the pickup of the great back there. Like he's not the king, but at the same time, like he's a little older, but he still has what you.
He looked good to me. He looked very spry.
He has what you need to get it done.
He looked very spry. I was impressed with AP last night. Just the way he looked, he was bouncy. Like he's gonna break one. Everybody gonna be, oh, see, no, I'm gonna do it now. While he had 8 carries for 20 yards, I'm gonna jump on it now and go. Yeah, he's gonna. They're gonna hold up in the running game. He'll be able to kind of still do those things they like to do. 1 foot in the ground and go.
So, Kansas City.
Okay, so that's your third one.
I'm gonna take Kansas City.
Okay.
And then like this one, you could just kind of throw something like at the wall. Oh, who are the 3 I have right now? Because
you got Kansas City, you got Buffalo, and you got Tennessee right now.
All right. All that being said, and this is not, I'm not just picking conference winners on this one. I got to throw New England in this mix.
Yeah, I like doing that. You can't go wrong. So at least you can go, hey, into week 9, I threw New England in there in my final 4 right now. So I like it. All right. So here's what I'm thinking. I think Baltimore is going to be in that dance period. Lamar Jackson, if he hasn't earned everybody else's respect by this point.
Oh, yeah, he should.
His ability to say, at the end of the day, I'm going to fight hard. And we've been down. I've won 3 out of 4 of these against decent teams. So I like Baltimore to be one of my 4 teams. I'm in agreement with you with Buffalo. I think they are just too good on both sides of the ball. And their ability to still make plays on special teams. I think Buffalo, even though their record's not showing it, they might be as complete a team there is in the entire league. All 3 phases. So I'm going with those 2. Nice. I'm going to say with this third one, I'm starting to like the Colts. There's just something about the fact now that, like, Derrick Henry's gone, and I don't get me wrong, Tennessee's beaten them twice.
Right.
So the fact that they don't have to deal with Tennessee the rest of the year,
nope.
They get to play Jacksonville and they get to play Houston again. And I don't know. I think Carson Wentz is figuring some stuff out, and their defense is really good. Their O-line is phenomenal. Pittman's figuring some things out. I mean, it's all on Wentz. I'm going to kind of shakily throw Indianapolis in there, just here, and let's see how it plays itself out next couple of weeks. So I wouldn't have to stand on this. And then my fourth team in the AFC, you're going to love this. Cleveland. Because of that defense.
Yeah, you can stand on that.
Listen, on paper, that is the best defense in the league, not named LA Rams. So I wanted to throw some stuff at you to be the offensive guy. And you know what? I love the New England thing because New England's defense is why you have it. It's Belichick. But I'm telling you, I think Cincinnati is good. I think Cincinnati will make the playoffs. I think Pittsburgh's going to be there. Listen, that whole division could mess around and make the playoffs in the AFC. They could have 4 teams in there. 4 out of 7 could be out of the AFC North. You know, but I have faith. I just can't do Tennessee because I won't do it, Chris. You know how I feel about Ryan Tannehill, and he showed his ass last night. He was not. Shout out to their defense, making my guy Matty Stafford look really bad, but so that's where I'm at.
I got you, baby. I got you. Now I can't do anything but respect it because, like, with a couple of teams, like, you really want to count them out, but you can't. Yeah, we're both into this game now.
Well, anytime a black punter that's wearing the number 6, I just got to look at my TV for a minute. I think I'm a little behind you, but you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're about to see a really good play then. Anyway, with all that being said, I think we a nice little recap of the weekend. We won't even mention the powerhouse of Purdue University. We're not gonna bring that up right now.
I think that's another. I think that's another show. I don't know if we should just keep this one here. We could run it back and talk college. I just wanted to keep it to the NFL, man.
Let's keep it to the NFL.
We can turn around and we can talk about what happened too. We can release both of those. But I do want to. I'm going to leave. Give me a minute, Chris, to get us on out of here for our NFL segment because we're right there. So America, with a short sip. Just give me a minute. It's going to be very precise. So America, give me a minute. I'm already going on record. And I think everybody can kind of see the way I was going. And this is why we're not doing definitive picks, because there's certain teams that I didn't pick that I'm thinking about. But I'm going to say this. As Chris is laughing at the Bears doing some dumb stuff, I can see the shadow of TV in the background. But I'm going to say this, America, as my team is just not very good. Oh, yeah, that's a sack. TJ Watt's very good at football. Odell Beckham will be this year's Antonio Brown. And I will say this right now, and I will stand on this. I'm not standing on the 4 teams I picked, but I'm going to tell you right now, whatever contender Odell Beckham goes to, and I'm picking these 4 teams, Seattle, Kansas City, the Raiders, or Green Bay. Odell Beckham ends up on one of those 4 teams. One of those 4 teams will be in that conference championship game. I'm standing on it. Because for those 4 teams, he changes everything for them offensively. He makes them very much, a problem. That's a nice little play right there. So, America, you've heard it from me first. November 8th, 2021. Free Odell has happened. He's free. Don't let him get with Russ. Russ is back this week.
Dangerous.
Don't think they can't make a run of this thing. Don't let him get with Mahomes. Mahomes, you're struggling. What's been happening? Get Odell, Tyreek, and Travis Kelce. Come holler at me when they get Clyde Edwards-Helaire back. Green Bay, they're 7-2 with one guy in their core. Add Odell and see what happens to Lazard and Valdez-Scantling. And then the Raiders, Derek Carr has played very good football.
Right.
And the AFC West is a mess. You give them Odell and Darren Waller and the young guys and Hunter Renfrow. There it is. Odell Beckham will be a difference maker. In my minute, America. And arguably the shortest one I've probably ever done.
Probably so. That is probably so.
America, I mean, I'm drinking, but my sobriety's been really good on these shows.
I got to get back to drinking on the show.
I don't know. The way that Jacksonville sweater's fitting you so good, man. I like where you just kind of.
Here's the messed up part about it. I know I'm saying this publicly. I kind of like it. Like, I'm not even gonna sit here and front. Like, I kind of like it. I'm sorry, Dan. Dan, I'm sorry. Like, it still fins up. It still fins up. But I'm not gonna lie. Like, I kind of like it. Like, hey, it's still Duval till we die, but fins up. Anyway, America, give me a minute. Usually I have a direction and everything. I have something that's been on my mind all day. It's usually why I come up with like, give me a minute. But like today I'm just gonna let this one flow. America, we are now in a time where you got to live your life, baby. People working from home. People are shooting their shots at whoever, and like it could work out, it couldn't work out. I like the time we are in right now as far as Americans, as far as people. Like it's as far as politically and all that stuff, we don't touch it and all that, but like we're living in a time where people are they're shooting their shot now, like, and they're betting on themselves. And that's what this show is about. Like, me and my best friend are shooting our shot and we're betting on ourselves. Like, I'm shooting my shot at work and I'm betting on myself. Walter's shooting his shot at work and he's betting on himself. Now's the time, like the old adage of you can't work 40 hours a week for somebody else and then not put in any time for yourself, that shit's real. Like, if you just working for somebody else, working for your kids, working for your family, and not setting aside time for you to make you better, to make you whole, regardless of what you do for somebody else, it will not be as appreciated as you taking that win for yourself. Don't get me wrong. I'm a do for little mama all the time. For the most part, I don't like her all the time, but like, you got to take care of your family. You got to do for the fam. I get that. But at some point, you got to step aside and like do for yourself. So with all that being said, 2021 finishing out 2022, What's Good America is shooting shots. I'm shooting shots for the family. I'm shooting shots for this family. I'm shooting shots. Like, we shooting shots as a podcast, as a team, as solo artists. Like, we about to turn into the damn Wu-Tang Clan and have like deals for the family and deals for us individually. We shooting shots all 2021 and 2022. All I can do is recommend that you do the same. America, that's been my minute.
Man, I just feel so inspired right now.
You should feel inspired right now.
That felt good. That felt good, man. That's beautiful. That's beautiful, man. I don't know. I mean, should we come back and talk college? I don't know. That might just be, we just have to chill and we have to come back tomorrow. I don't know, man. That was pretty good.
Let's come back tomorrow. Shit, I gotta eat, man.
You go eat, man. That was good. I'm gonna go over here and cry. This football cry, and just pray to God when I look. You know what? You know what'll help me not cry? America, this is what I'm gonna do real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look and see what's happening in the NBA. If I'm seeing that we're competitive right now in this basketball game that's going on, I won't cry as much. Let's take a quick look, America, and see what's going on. A couple clicks. Got the high speed here. Shouldn't take a little bit long. Let's click on scores. Oh, let's take a look.
With the Bulls.
Oh, we're competitive. See? Okay, I only cry a couple tears. We're hanging around with the Nets. So we good, America. So only a couple Bears tears, but hey, it is basketball season. I don't even know why I should have put the Bulls shirt on. I don't even know why I got
you could have put the Bulls jersey on there.
But hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, this has probably been to me as fun of a football season to watch. And if you're in the AFC and you got a team in the AFC and they got a winning record, enjoy this next second half of the season because your team's in it. They got a shot. They got a shot. And if you're like me and you're a Bears fan, Bulls are going to make the playoffs.
Dude, you are slowly turning into how New Yorkers are with the Knicks right now. Like we got the Knicks. The Giants are terrible. The Jets suck. We got the Knicks though. Like it's
Listen. I am in a lot of fantasy leagues. There are multiple leagues that I just, re-entered for the first time. Like my other leagues that I didn't make the playoffs in, I've kept those names the same because I have to earn the right to change my name when I have a losing record. 2 of my fantasy teams are Justin Fields sucks. Let's just call it what it is. Have I been wrong?
no.
That's right. Because like I say on this show, America, my winning percentage is a Michael Jordan free throw percentage, baby. I'm shooting 83%. So, I'm wrong 0.15, 15% of the time. That's all it is. But America, time has come. We shall return tomorrow. We will revisit the foolishness of college football because there was some foolishness going on.
Yeah, buddy.
Out of everybody not named Georgia, there was a lot of foolishness, a lot of slothfulness. I saw a lot of things out here. I think a lot of people diverted from their game plans, and here we are. We've got a catastrophe because Chris Turner's worst fear will happen yet again.
It's
Notre
going
Dame
to
will find
come
a way to
down.
the Final Four. It's going to
The
happen.
fact that it's going to come down to an Auburn game, I am not happy with.
Yeah.
But with all that being said, it's still Roll Tide, it's still Fins Up. And for the night, it's Duval till we die with these Jacksonville Jaguars. But the same question I asked you with this I'm not gonna lie, like I said, it's a lovely. I like this sweatshirt. I can't even front. Like I'm mad that I like it. But with all that being said, the same question that I asked you tonight, it's the same question that I ask you every time. And what's that question, Walt?
What's good, America?
What's good, America?